Okay, so here's the longer version of the video. I'm going to show you the final finished ADU and go through everything. And this will probably be like 10 minutes or something. So if you don't want to hear the long version, just go to the shorter version that's on the same blog post on buildinganadu.com. All right, so this is a split level 1973 house. I converted the lower half into an ADU. The lower half was previously a garage. These were the two garage doors. And it's fully accessible in that you can go right from the street up into the ADU without going up over a single step, and then the entire unit is on one story. What distinguishes it, or one of the things we had to do, was add a 2-pack meter head here, which makes it have its own separate electric meter. It's got a separate address which is visible from the street, so people know how to get there. And then come inside, and we have the great room. The great room is about, I would say, 500 square feet. The only thing that isn't done here is the furnishing, so these aren't going to stay, but everything else is. So here we go. Great room. We have custom cabinets that were fashioned for this place. There's a ton of storage. I went overkill on the storage in this ADU because one of the pieces of feedback that I've always heard with people who build ADUs is, you know, they wish they had had more storage. So I went overkill. Not really, but I definitely built enough storage that I won't be regretting. I won't be lacking sufficient storage. So we have pantry storage. I can store like brooms there, and up and down storage there. Really nice Indian brown countertops, marble countertops, which have a lot of character. This is kind of like the G-wow factor that people mention when they come in here. Another G-wow factor that I think is cool, just for whatever reason. This sink, so you click this button here. Wow, I don't even know what the point of that is. It's called the shield or something, but it's Delta Shield faucet. It makes a bubble around your water spray, so that's cool. Whatever, it's fun. Then we have more of this really cool countertop here. This place is, I'd say, very little salvage material with the exception of maybe this sink. Yeah, that's about it actually. This is an induction oven. This unit is all electric, so there's no gas. So I wanted to go with a pretty efficient heating system, or sorry, cooking system. So we went with the induction oven. I haven't really used it yet, so we'll have to see how it goes. But all LED light fixtures. So these look like recessed light fixtures. In fact, they're actually flush mounted, and the result of that is that you don't have to fire rate the recessed lighting cans between the two units, which means that it's a lot less work basically when you're installing them. This is an accent wall that I built. It is purely superficial. I just didn't, I just wanted to have something that was different than drywall. And I also put in these LED lights that go in behind it. So I'm going to show you what those look like. They're all actually on. Just turn them on so you can see them now. They get brighter and brighter. And obviously in the dark, they pop more. But right now it's light out. This is the media center here, which has a TV that swivels, which this is like these things. Everything costs money. Everything that's cool costs money, right? And anyway, the point of this swiveling TV is so that I can sit over in the kitchen if I wanted to and watch TV. We have our storage here, more storage because I'm so into storage. What else? Vinyl flooring, which is relatively inexpensive, relatively modest to put in, modest price to put in. We have our walk-in pantry here, which will be, I don't know, just more storage, more maybe food storage, maybe cereal kind of stuff. Water heater back here. This is a Lowboy 42-gallon water heater, which should be adequate for 2 people to take a long shower, I would think. Coat rack, so this will be where people hang their clothing. This is going to be open shelving for the kitchen area or for the living room area. So these could be books. Whereas back here we have Like in here we have built-in pull-out drawers everywhere. So these are like, you know, these fancy action drawers that pull themselves in once they get to a certain point. Or I thought they did anyway. There we go. So, so those will be for big pots and pans, and we have more of those pull-out drawers throughout here. Okay. So moving on, we have our bathroom, which is fully accessible. So these thresholds are maybe 1/8 of an inch, or more like a quarter of an inch high. So you can roll over that with a wheelchair. We got wide doorways, so people can theoretically, if there was somebody in a wheelchair, they'd be able to roll in here without a difficulty. Use a toilet, and then there's grab bars throughout. So we have a shower head here, an upper shower head, built-in storage for shampoo and soap and all that. Full height mirror so that you can see, your full body pretty easily. It's in the bathroom, so it's not taking up, anyway, it's just a compact, use of this full height mirror. I guess coming out this way, we have a small bedroom, and the small bedroom is in practice probably going to be an office / guest room. The things that are notable about it are that it has this egress window well, which I had to dig out in order to create an egress window. In order to classify it as a bedroom, it also needs to have a smoke detector, and closet, which it has. So those are two things that distinguish it from, say, an office. But as you can see, it could be an office if you want it to be. And yeah, I got kind of a cheap storage system for the inside of this closet, just because this is going to be like bulk storage. Nothing too, it's going to have basically long-term storage stuff in here, outdoor gear, whatever. And then I'll keep office stuff in here, office supplies. Then out here we have a stackable washer dryer. Notably, the stackable washer dryer for the other system, the other unit is on the reverse side of this wall. Going into the second bedroom now, the bigger bedroom. This is, I guess what you could say is the master bedroom, and I sprung for a high-end kind of storage system inside the closet. So again, just tons of storage. These are shoe racks that pull out. These are just drawers that can probably hold all my clothing. And then we have racks, what do you call that thing? Bar for hanging clothing. And just to show you what else is going on in here, we have, so you can open up whatever portions of this closet you want to be able to access. The 3 sliding doors don't take up any swing space. They're on 3 different racks so that you can align all 3 doors with one another and open up as much of the closet space as you need to at any given point in time. So that's that. But, just to show you how this works. These are from the Container Store, and these were not cheap. This whole system cost like $1,600, which I was like crazy when I heard that price. But then I realized, you know what, this is something that would bring a lot more utility to the unit overall in the space that people really need to have a lot of storage in. So I just went for it reluctantly. And then I also put in, had my builder friend put in these pull-out drawers, which add yet more storage. So we have top-down, bottom-up blinds. These are fully blackout blinds. So it lets almost no light in the evening. I'll turn the light off here so you can get an idea of what that's like. Bam. So they're pretty effective. And again, top down, bottom up blinds. A little bit more expensive than typical blinds, but I figured with a basement unit, you know, here's somebody outside, the upstairs tenant. There might be situations where I wanted to be able to like get natural light in, but not see him, right? So that was kind of my thinking behind the top down, bottom up blind. We'll see if I actually need it or not. The last thing I wanted to show off are the heating systems that I have throughout this place. I went with these things, which are called Comfort Cove heaters up here. There's no air conditioning in this unit. These are the heaters, and they're controlled by this little thermostat here. And the rationale here was they're electric resistance, they are radiant, and they're up high and out of the way, whereas like a lot of the radiant panels that people use are sometimes down low. And I just figured that would be kind of obstructive in terms of not being able to put furniture against them. So I went with these, and I like them a lot so far. I haven't really needed to use them. The other thing that's just notable about basement ADUs in general is they're generally going to be hovering at like 55 to 65 degrees any time of year, year round, without any additional heat or cooling. So they basically will never need air conditioning. This will never need air conditioning, and when it does need heat, it won't need much. And so I expect the bills on this unit to be extremely low. So I'm showing the south-facing 2 garage doors that were converted here. These are the 2 spots that get the most light in the entire unit, and so it was really critical to kind of preserve these garage doors for the south-facing exposure, because there aren't that many windows otherwise, except in here in the kitchen on the east wall. So it's also really, unlike a lot of ADUs, this ADU has a lot of direct street proximity, so I kind of like that, in that it's just more, it's more like right out in the head, which I kind of think is cool. Anyway, so that is the thorough walkthrough of the ADU that is now complete. I'm glad to say I started it in December, I'd say, and it is May. So it's probably taken me 5 months. 5 months, I'd say, of pretty solid work, maybe 30-hour weeks of myself working on it as general contractor, and building it. I'd say I built like half of it, and I hired other people to build half of it. And as far as costs go, I think the total amount is going to come out to $76,000 out of pocket expenses, and I'm going to estimate roughly $25,000, or to make it easy, $24,000 of sweat equity. So I'm going to estimate this unit cost $100,000, or would cost $100,000 if somebody else were to try to do the same thing. And it's 813 square feet or so, and it was a pre-existing garage, and so that's about, about the average cost, I'd say, for doing a unit. So I feel good about that. It wasn't like low end, it wasn't high end, it was kind of just average. But I feel like I ended up with a really nice space as a result that works for me really well, and hopefully will work for whoever lives in here. Okay, thanks.